Beautiful. What is tapping on me? Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome. Welcome in. Hello, Nicole. Good evening. Good evening. Welcome. Hey, Chastity. Hey, Colleen. Happy Sunday. Hey, Jen. How's everybody doing tonight? Hey, Debbie. Welcome. I'm just trying to figure out how it's 8 o'clock right now, where I am. Hi, Kat. Hey, Deidre. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Good evening. We're here. We have our cards pulled already. I did, Colleen. This is fresh. This is a once in a 6-week scene that you're seeing right now. I'm referring to it as a unicorn. So what you're seeing here now will not be repeated for 6 weeks. Becky's not on here, but Becky is my amazing hairdresser and she does wonders. And she did the purple last night and the curls. So thank you. Hey, Kendra. Hey, Robert. Aloha. Yes, Kat, congrats and welcome. So excited. I need to actually, my computer was behaving badly earlier and I couldn't play your video. So I have to go back on later and watch. But I'm so excited to have you and your video stylings. Hello, Miss Sharon. Hello, Debbie, Aletha. Thank you. I love purple too. And I love it when it stays this purple. So we're working on it. Otherwise, it ends up washing out and reminding me of when we used to color our hair with Kool-Aid back in the day. So we're here. I've pulled the cards ahead of time for anyone who caught that little preview video. It's pinned here with the event. So you can see the card pull if you'd like, because I thought I would be mindful of the time tonight, knowing that I think for the most part, any Arizonians, we're all dealing with that hour that we want back. And we're on a new timeline. So we've timeline jumped and we're calibrating to all of that. And in awareness of that, I wanted to kind of jumpstart us with our cards pulled. And then we can get into our messages for the week ahead and then get into the personal card pulls. Yes, Kendra, we are tired here too. In fact, I just drank my coffee not that long ago, so that's going to further set me back from thinking that it should be an hour earlier than it is. But who knows? I might get a little punchy. Yeah, so I know, what year is it? And even that to keep up with, because as I keep saying, we are beginning a new zodiac year in 2 weeks when we move into Aries season. So technically, I don't know. We're just here. We know we're here. So there is that. Yeah. So yeah, go ahead and comment if you know that you would like a card pull, get all in there. I know sometimes it goes long where if you have to jump off, just know that your card pull will be there for you on the replay. But we'll dive in. We'll get started because I want to speak to the synchronicity, of course, because if you did see the preview video I said that I was feeling the Bob Marley vibes and I brought Bob in and the whole feeling of island time. And I said that specifically, island time, feeling a little bit of that on the Jamaica energy that Bob brings. And then of course the amazing Whispers of Aloha deck that we used last week for our full moon card pull. That deck has been amazing all week, pulling cards for the Empowerment Pack peeps. We've been using this deck. And so I pulled an Oracle card, and I'm actually going to start with that tonight. I pulled this Oracle card, right? And I didn't look in the book. I was just pulling the card to see, what we wanted to focus on when we feel into our week ahead energies, right? I also want to be in Jamaica. I will take any. Bermuda, Bahama. Come on, pretty mama. Anywhere. But we're here and now, and we have the invitation to embrace patience, right? That pesky P word that just keeps coming around, right? So I looked at this beautiful card and the word patience, and it also says approach with peace and resolve, right? And so we're getting this word about patience. I mentioned it in the card pull. All of our minor arcana cards for the week are the Pentacles suit, the slowest moving suit, the earth element, getting rooted, grounded, planting, plotting, all the P words, and then 2 major arcana cards. So we'll look at those in a moment, but patience would be a key word to associate with the energies that we're being invited into for this week, right? So now, 5 minutes ago, guzzling my coffee, I look in the book, and it speaks to patience and how each day presents us with these opportunities to be present, to be mindful. But it goes on to describe the card itself, as she would give a beautiful background to each of the cards. Move slow, take naps. Yes, more naps for sure. You've got your prescription for the week. And she says, when you visit Hawaii, you will be introduced to Hawaiian time. There can be a very laid-back approach to living and getting things done. There is no rush or worry. Do you see the synchronicities as Bob came in ahead of time with don't worry about a thing because every little thing is going to be all right. Then we move into patience. I say island time. She says Hawaiian time. So here we are feeling into knowing that there is no rush or worry. On the islands, time seems to be rhythmically slower. It usually takes visitors a few days to adjust their body clock and their mindset. Everything happens exactly when it's supposed to. Hawaiian time is about staying in the moment and not allowing anxiousness to take away from what is happening. It is about letting go of schedules and enjoying the time you share with family and friends. When you experience something amazing or all your plans have been canceled, be present and enjoy the moment. Show aloha to others and allow yourself to become more patient with your life in general. Hey, Erin, welcome. So, wow, I mean, right on point to the energy that I was feeling coming in here for this week, but also how perfect as we're all in this time warp of feeling we've had to jump ahead, we've leapt ahead, and there's less time than we thought to get the things done, to all of it. And yet we're invited to just be and just be present. And, not coincidentally, scrolling along today, I saw like a really smart reel, and I'm not going to get it right, but she was kind of talking about how everything we're always creating in the future, that we're always in the future. Because, when you are always thinking about what comes next and getting ahead and getting to the thing, you're in the future, right? Your mindset, your energy is future focused. When you look at where you are right now, and if you are feeling dis-ease about that, if you're feeling impatient, if you're feeling frustrated because you're not where you want to be in the future, recognize that where you are right now was once a future that you created in the past. So I know that's a big one, but it's like, yes, okay? Because when we were in the past and we were focusing on that future, here we are. And so there's just this continual energy of time to really just be present with where you are because it's all there is, right? And so it doesn't matter what time it says on the clock or the many clocks that all say something different right now, because it really is about this invitation to come into the now moment and be able to greet it with an element of patience. Oh, Mirandy, I just saw your comment. Hey, sweetie, you get a card. Of course you do. I love it. So I don't know if there could have been a more perfect card to set the tone for this week, because let's jump in now. And again, if you want a card, feel free to comment. We're going to move through these 5 days so we can get into our personal card pulls. 2, we're using this amazing deck, the Tarot of Oneness by Robyn Voisey. And we started with none other than the Fool, card 0. At the beginning, we have the Fool energy coming in to kick off our week. Hey, Kelly, welcome. So we're just getting started with the Fool. So I love this. Look how beautiful this energy is. We've got our shoes on, we're laced up, and we're ready to go. We're stepping into the week. And you know, the Fool's energy is very carefree, very open, curious, looking for adventure or whatever comes my way, because I'm stepping into it present and aware that it's all a part of continually creating my future. So if we can embrace those times that are slower moving, frustrated, feel like we're going in circles, you know, anything that's calling on patience, how we can see that those moments are also a part of the creative process in bringing forward what it is that we are waiting for, right? That we can't wait to get to. And how each of those moments, this now moment, is a part of that, of what we're creating, right? So as the Fool, again, don't worry about a thing. Everything's going to be all right. We're just out there exploring, experiencing, dipping our toe into things, just carefree. So I love that this is kicking off the week as we enter into the steadiness of Pentacles all week long. So it starts with Tuesday, our potential block or challenge, and it is the Knight of Pentacles. Oh, P.S. It's Cooper's birthday. And also, I think they might just be getting home now. My husband and my oldest daughter have been gone since yesterday at a volleyball tournament, and I think they're just arriving. So he's about to go crazy. So he's in the background today. Birthday boy. So we have here the Knight of Pentacles, and here it's called the Action of Pentacles, and we see this beautiful golden wheat field, which is a beautiful energy of looking at that process of preparing the land, planting, all of the process that goes into fostering that growth, and then of course yielding the harvest, and the seasons and the necessary steps that are involved in all of that. And so this is a beautiful card to capture how the Knight of Pentacles brings that energy of steadiness, of plodding along, of taking those grounded, measured steps, following, again, the seasons, following the rhythms, again, very connected in with the earth element, with getting grounded, but also literally connecting into the earth. I know we have a lot of gardeners in this group. I live vicariously through each of you every year with your amazing gardens. You know what process that is, and each of those stages that you have to be present for, right? And all of the things that it takes to prepare, and how every now moment is an integral part of the harvest, right? Of the final result that yields all that you have been working for. So a potential block or challenge, again, could be a lull or a slow moving moment in the production of something that you are working on, or perhaps feeling that way. Now, again, Pentacles is also connected into money and means, energy of any kind. So yet another possibility is feeling challenged in that department of having energy. Welcome, Ginger. Come on in. We're just getting started here with our week ahead energies. So when we look at what could potentially be a block or challenge for us coming in as the Knight of Pentacles, and having this coming in as this offering of that stability, that all of the things that the Pentacles represent, we can feel into the fact that we're being invited to get in the groove of being present. Oh, hey, Becky. This is Becky. Everybody loves the purple, Becky. Welcome. So that was our first Pentacles card that came in. And then we have our second major arcana card, and it is Justice. So justice is about balancing those scales, right? And this is Wednesday, which is a midweek blessing. Now, all I could think about when I looked at this, we see here, it's definitely, justice can be in the realm of legal matters, of, technical things like paperwork and processes and things typically in your favor, things working out, justice being served, karmic balancing, all those types of things for maybe a deeper message, or for certain people that could be something that's coming up for you. I was kind of following this thread of energy, and I kept thinking about, there's this phrase about, the journey of getting to heaven and weighing out your heart and a feather, and the idea of like which one was lighter, with the idea of wanting to have a light heart. And so it was reminding me of this idea about being present in this now moment and recognizing that we're always creating for the future, right? And bringing us back into center to be present, to kind of check in with those scales and weigh out, again, energy, because it's so heavy with the pentacles, about how the energy exchanges are going in our life and where we could balance those scales. A little justice could be brought in here when it comes to looking at how, again, the heavy heart reference, but I was getting like finding the joy in the journey, right? And I know that can be a cliche saying, but this is all right along with, if you were with us last week or you've seen any of the little clips that I've been sharing, I talked about the channeled words that came through for me when I was feeling into the March energy back in February. And it was about contemplating, stopping for those 15 seconds to be present with positivity, knowing that we are hardwired for negativity bias, that it's so much easier to grab on to the negative, the heavy stuff. Again, thinking about these scales, to carry all of that heaviness, that is so much easier than it is to lighten and raise the vibration. So we're elevating, contemplating, cultivating joy. So I kind of felt that connectedness here because we're on island time. We're imagining that we're in Jamaica or Hawaii and we're being present and we're enjoying and feeling into lightening those scales a little bit, balancing those scales a little bit. And that, sure enough, comes in when we cap off the week too. So, many different ways justice can show up. Again, this is a midweek blessing. So it's a blessing for us to, again, very specific for some people, can be around legal things, paperwork, stuff coming through, those types of things, justice, things being righted, those types of things, karmic energies. But I was also just feeling this energy of lightening our elevating, again, because that was a key word that had come to me, about elevating the energy and sitting in that, really contemplating and being present with that whenever we can. And then we have Thursday for how we're growing, and it is the 7 of Pentacles, which literally is patience and planning. This card came up before the patience card. So you can see here how beautifully it's depicted, gardeners, with this idea of what we're cultivating, we're harvesting. Well, we're not harvesting, we're fostering those little seeds, right? So I like how it's being held in the hand, because it's giving me this beautiful image of, and I think in tarot cards and I hear music in tarot cards. So there's another deck and I picture that card and it says patience. It's the Temperance card for other tarot nerds, but it's the Temperance card. I've talked about it before. I showed it a couple weeks ago, where she's holding in her hand a seed, but she's envisioning it, and you can see growing from it a big, beautiful lily. And so again, talking about being future focused, but yet being present, she's looking at that seed, but she's already bringing in her awareness. So she's spending time in that elevated place of envisioning what this seedling will be when it comes into fruition, and being in that energy. Not about how long she has to wait, or what if this or what if that doesn't work out, or any of those types of things that take us off course and lowers our energy. This is a way of us really being thoughtful and present with. So the 7 of Pentacles, how are we growing, is maybe we're being a little bit more mindful. We're being a little bit more in the moment. And also acknowledging all of the work that it took to get us to this moment, right? To look at seeing that shovel, thinking about all of the work that it took to yield this crop, right? And all of the steps to go from here to here, and to be able to see that realized. So how are we growing? Perhaps being more patient and present with the process, right? So was feeling that and kind of got a chuckle then when the patience card came up, because that's literally the energy of the Seven of Pentacles. Are we being more patient? Some other things that the book talked about here with this card was just some everyday examples, traffic jams, things being rerouted and getting really frustrated about that. And things you can do like listening to music or a podcast, or, if you're late for an appointment or the appointment is running late and you're feeling anxious sitting there waiting, that you could read a book, something to help you pass the time. And then specifically said not to look at the clock. So I just thought it was funny because earlier today I posted this card that says TikTok, and it has like this clock where all the numbers are on the outside. That's an oracle card from Colette Baron Reed from Wisdom of the Oracle. And I like to think when I see that card about thinking outside the clock. So in what ways are we finding ourselves beholden to these very rigid, very tight schedules, or feeling like, so my daughter, she's 17, she's a Scorpio, and I love her. She hates being late, and she's like really paranoid about being late. And she gets really uptight when it's time to go to work and she needs a ride. And she comes in here like a bat out of hell, like right from school. And she's just barking out orders about what's got to get done to get her. And she's got to be in the car by this time. And it's like, whoa, and like empathic mom problems. I get all carried up into a tizzy and all worked up because she's all worked up. And it's like, you're good. We're fine. We're going to get there. And like, I have had to work still really hard at like detaching myself from getting all worked up because she's worked up. And so when you even are around other people who are really rigid about schedules or really, really anxious about being late or getting places early or whatever it may be, it is tough. Let me see. I know we got some good comments here. I want to see what's coming up here. They don't respond well when you ask them to clock in for you either. Work with me, people. Kelly, you've got a Scorpio. I have 2 Scorpios. Your son is a Scorpio. Yes. Intense for sure. Ooh, smart too with that Aquarian mind. Yes. It's so funny because I just get swept up in it, and I'm just like, no, stop, we're fine. And then like, or now I've tried to be funny. So like I'm pulling up and I'm like, all right, I'm not going to stop the car. Go, 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 go. We're here. Like I just try to like mess with her, and then she's fine. But it's like in that moment, you got a hubby that's a Scorpio too, Kat? All right. I know. I have so many Scorpio friends. My dearest friends are Scorpios. Like no shade to the Scorpios, but I have really come to understand that zodiac energy through my children. But my son, he's a cusper as well on the other end, so he's very different than her. It's just so funny how it shows up. Deidre, see, I love you. That's why I love it. It's no shade at all. Are you a stickler about time or not? And I don't know that's necessarily a Scorpio thing, but it's just an aspect of her personality. I think it's also a firstborn child thing with my daughter too, and all the things. You're a stickler about time. There you go. Sorry, I'm just like, hey, we're going to get there. Debbie's babies are Scorpio. I love it. You have to be earlier. You're not coming. I know. And it makes me anxious when people, but like, so how can I, reining it in, right? Bringing it back in here, like, how can I coexist in those environments and be able to keep that even-keeled energy? Or in what ways is that showing up to reflect back to me an opportunity to sort of come into balance, justice style? That's another, and Friday energy. So let's talk about Friday. Same thing. 6 of Pentacles. This is the card of the balance, of giving and receiving, of reciprocity. It is a card that traditionally features scales. And in this case, about, like I said, giving and receiving. I thought it was cool too that we start and end the week with our feet planted on the ground and then our hands in the position of giving and receiving, open. And in this cup are blessings, energetic implements that we can exchange. So pentacles, money, yes, but in what way do we have these different assets that we are able to exchange back and forth and give and take? We're on our timeliness, I know. So Kendra's fashionably late, and you just have to expect that from her. Yes, and I too am a Leo, so there we go. Except Jen just said that she's the same with having to be on time. So it's all, she's a July Leo. Robert is never late. He arrives when he's supposed to, like a wizard in divine timing. I'm usually not late, but I'm on time, you know. So Friday, wrapping up the week, again, as we lighten the load and look at these scales and take a look at all of those things, we look at the opportunity then for what do we have to give? What are we needing in order to fill our own cups? And there is that checks and balances there. And I like to refer to this as an energetic bank account, taking time to take a look at what it looks like, you know, what is it looking like with the withdrawals, the deposits, and all of those things. But there's opportunities here to give to others in service of charity or volunteer energy, but also, again, allowing yourself to receive too. I'm trying to keep tabs on who's a stickler about time and who's not, so I don't want to miss anything. Jennifer, Robert is always late, so don't let him lie, because it's because of you that he gets where he needs to be. We've got all kinds in here. Yes, this is all about time. How can we all come into a place of patience and just being present and rolling with island time? Like it says, it takes some time to acclimate, right? And there's different types of people when you are on vacation, right? The rigidly scheduled, itinerary based, or the, hey, I'm on vacation, you know, and just kind of rolling with it. So all of the things. Yeah, 3 minutes, about 3 minutes early for me too, Aletha. I'm with you. I shoot for 15 minutes early, Kelly, but then I usually end up 3 minutes. All right, let's open it up to our card pulls. Especially, I know everyone could be getting sleepy. So if you haven't said it yet in the comments, if you'd like a card pull, please let Jennifer know. We'll ping pong in and out of these cards as we pull your individual cards for the night as well. Colleen is first, so let's spray a little Bob. I love it. Bringing in the energy of Bob and Island Time. Let's see what's coming up for you, Colleen. All right, let's get Colleen's card message for you this week. See what's coming up. Okay, you have the Two of Cups. I'm going to set this here. I love this Two of Cups. This has come up a couple of times now since I've been working with this deck. And what we have here is the pinky swear, right? The Two of Cups being the card of partnership, the card of agreements, the card of a coupling of sorts. And so there's an energy here of you in some type of an agreement or some type of a partnering with someone. So this can be, and as I say that, I see that Alan wants a card. Of course, he's welcome. And of course, he is your partner, your pinky swear partner for sure, because the Two of Cups can speak to romance and love and relationship, marriage, that type of partnership, but also business, professional partnership. One of the things that I was feeling with this energy is like, if I were to like make a picture of what I call spiritual breadcrumbs, I feel like these little magical sparkles that are all throughout are really just kind of, you know, leaning into for you. And I like this energy for you with this card, because in your relationships, in your partnerships, in these agreements or things that you're engaging in, having balance and being able to give, but also receive. And again, checking in with that energetic bank account and just kind of taking an assessment. We're just observing, because we're just taking a look at, what the deposits and the withdrawals and sort of aligning things. Because if our goal is to focus on being more present, more patient, more in the now, rolling with things, all of that, it speaks to your relationship with others and how that is all working for you, and how you're feeling then about your ability to not just give as freely as you do, but also allow yourself to receive. So there's just this energy of balancing, because of course we also had the midweek blessing. So we have the energy of those scales being assessed and balanced and calibrated. So I love that for you. And I think that, that is speaking to, this card gives me really good feels, like about the partnership or about the agreement or about, whatever is coming up for you. And as you move through this week, to see whatever it is that's resonating, that it's, following those breadcrumbs and continuing to, just allow yourself to adjust those scales and make those realignments wherever necessary, to be mindful of just kind of keeping that pentacles, that steady pentacles pace is what I'm feeling there for you. Okay, let's see. Jennifer's getting the names. Ooh, let's see what Robert said. Rich in the energies that bind us together as a fam. I love that. That's beautiful. Alan is next. I'm excited. Welcome, Alan. Let's pull a card for you. See what's coming up. I love that, having your card right behind Colleen's energy. Let's see what wants to come up here for you for some guidance for this week. All right, that one's sticking to me. We have the, as I say, sticking to me. Now, isn't this interesting? Hands again. But this is the Eight of Swords. These hands are bound. So there's no pinky swear going on here, because there is a perception. So the Eight of Swords is a card that invites us to look beyond what we may be seeing as a situation where we feel stuck, where we feel that our options are limited, where we feel like we're bound, like our hands are literally tied. I can't make that agreement. I can't partner or proceed or move forward because I'm stuck. There's a stuckness or a perception of stuckness, because the Eight of Swords is a card that shows us, I just want to see how it's portrayed here, traditionally showing us that the binding is not all that tight, that they really could wriggle free, and even typically depicts the person being blindfolded so they can't see. But if they could just wriggle free and pull that blindfold off, they would see that they're not trapped. There's other options. So typically this is a card that invites you to see even a bigger picture, to see beyond maybe what meets the eye. And the other thing too is the swords are all about our thoughts. So here we see it with these feathers. And so that's the air element. And so we could be having a lot of mental chatter. There can be a lot of thoughts about something that, again, well, one of the things that we talked about previously was about what I was just speaking to, elevating our thoughts, because it talks about our brain being wired for negativity bias, that we tend to catch on to. And I believe that that's because of like an instinct of fight or flight, that we're always looking out for danger, that we're wired to look out for avoiding unpleasantness, right? And so sometimes when we get caught up in the negative chatter in the head that could be telling us that we can't do a thing for any number of reasons. This week is very laden with pentacles, so that's typically speaking to money, having money or means or energy or ability to do something. So anything that, thoughts that leave you feeling trapped, thoughts that would suggest that your options are few. Those are the thoughts that we're being invited to step back from and just observe, and then elevate to a place where we're looking at it from a higher perspective and seeing what other options there may be, or why that thought is there. In what way is that thought coming up based on an old story, an old limiting belief that we have, a pattern that we have that could be, again, keeping us bound energetically, or like literally just unable to take a step because of that. So there's this energy there with an invitation to see beyond what meets the eye, or even just how we feel, how we perceive ourselves. So I hope that resonates, but I love it because once you wriggle free, you're free to pinky swear too, right? To then move forward and be able to, so that anything that has you feeling tripped up in that way, we have this invitation to elevate and contemplate the positives and the potentialities. That's what I feel for you, like other possibilities that there could be. Okay? All right. Let's see. I'm sorry, I'm missing some of these comments. Jen, let me know who's next. I just want to see if I missed anything here. Oh yes, so I'll just say it again too. Like, yeah, just comment if you want a card. No problem. Jennifer is amazing and she keeps the books. All right, Debbie. Let's get Debbie's card. See what's coming up. She's late. I was told otherwise, that she's so prompt. On top of things. Debbie, this is for you. Let's see what's coming up. Let's see what's coming up for Debbie. Ooh. I'm still seeing so many cards I haven't seen yet. Ooh. Wow. Okay, check it out. This is embodiment of wands. Wow. Debbie, I feel like I've seen some jackets that you've made that look like this. Just vibrant color, like all the different energies that we see here, because this is all the sparks, all the creativity, all the ideas, right? Embodiment of wands in this deck is the King of Wands energy. So it's literally embodying the energy of wands. Wands are the fire element. It's all the sparks, all the creativity. It's sacral chakra energy. But we have some beautiful symbols on here too. So I'm going to peek in the book because I want to know about those crystals. Really beautiful. Embodiment of wands. And again, this is to me all about the creative expression that you have been working on and all the things. The crystals. I'm just skipping right to that because I wanted to see what she said about the crystal symbolism. So the crown and the wand are made of vibrant crystals full of energy channeled from the divine to you and from you to the divine. So there's this energetic exchange of divinely inspired ideas and creativity and art and expression that you then take those little spiritual breadcrumb goodness, and then you make it into something beautiful and creative and amazing. So I love that. So, you know, how does that fill in here with this? So wherever you are in that creative process, one of the things sometimes for me is like, you feel this, you know, compulsion that you have to create. And then every now and then your ego is like, what am I doing this for? Like, does anybody even like, you know, like you just kind of get into your head and think about what you're creating and whether anybody else gets it or appreciates it or what is it for? And the guidance to me was about create for you and trust that there is magic in there and that, you know, if you create it, they will come, you know, energy. About, again, it's not about you're creating in the present moment because you're creating things that light you up and that inspire you. I mean, your stuff is like amazing. So I hate to even compare it to this, but I had this phase where I learned how to make scarves from old t-shirts, and I don't know how to sew. So it was like you cut strips of the t-shirt and you stretch them out and you kind of wrap them around your hand and you tie these loops together. And I was obsessed. I think looking back, it was because I loved color and I could just sit on the floor and cut all these t-shirts up and loop them together. And they teased me because I went crazy. I went to the thrift shop. I bought all the t-shirts. I'm just cutting. And it was like, well, who wants these scarves? You know, hey, Angela, welcome. And And my family teased me. They called them scarves by Riss, because they call me Riss. And so they would make this like funny gesture, and it was just like, oh, well, I love it. It's fun and I enjoy it. And I sold a couple, you know, but it was like the beginnings of me allowing myself to get an inspired idea, make a thing, and then it started this process that it doesn't even matter that all those scarves are still sitting in a duffel bag in my basement because it was all a part of the steps that created the magic. So patience and being present and allowing ourselves to be the full, it's just, I feel like really continuing to encourage you to keep going as you are creating and just doing what lights you up and what you find beautiful and pulling that all together, embodying the energy of the wands. I love that for you. So these bold, beautiful colors, and it doesn't even matter right now about the pentacles part of it and what it's yielding per se, because it's the beginnings of all of this, right? So that's beautiful. So I love that for you, and I love the colors, and I just feel like it's a huge like yes to keep creating. Keep making all those magical creations that you do. What a beautiful card. I love that. Okay, Chastity is next. Okay, let's see what is coming up for you, Chastity. Card for you. Ooh, that one's sticking to me. Ooh, so more wands. You've got the 10 of Wands. Okay, let me see what's happening. I'm seeing all these great cards I haven't seen before. Wow, okay. So 10 of Wands is typically a card that invites us to kind of look at all of the wands that we are holding, like all of the many things that we have going on, a la responsibilities or work that we're doing, and kind of doing it all ourselves. Because I see this energy of the wand, like trying to push this big boulder out of the way on the path. Just the one wand then. Let me see. You think your comment got hidden? Oh, yes. Okay, so this is Bryson's beautiful work. Everybody, this is Bryson's work. I love it. I'm obsessed. I've been wearing all my creations, but this is a beautiful moon with a reversible. And what I love is it just reverses on its own. So like the different color and the different pattern like pops out as I go through my day. I love it so much. I'm a little bit obsessed. So I have my pendants that I've been swapping in and out, but I love it. Yes. Be proud, mama. You should be. So your 10 of Wands is looking at, you know, all of the work and the energy. Again, this is going to pull you into the pentacle, the 6 of Pentacles, and the Justice card about those scales, about looking at all of the energy output that you're putting out, and then about whether you really need to carry all those wands yourself, or if there's room for you to. It almost looks like if it's a wand or almost like a rope. It's reminding me of tug of war. It's from this perspective, it looks like there's like a rope. I guess there is a rope tied around the boulder. Yeah. So there's like a rope. I thought at first it was like a wand, like coming at it. But it's like, okay, so that's giving me a little like, again, the physical labor of like pulling on it and trying to do it that way versus magic. So using the wand to wield energy in through your intentions, through your expectation versus, you know, yanking on this rope, trying to move this giant boulder out of your way. So maybe an invitation to look at the way that you approach all the work that you do, or when there is something in your way, you know, you need a team behind you to help you if you're going to yank with that rope in order to move that boulder. So you either need to clear out and divvy out some of the work load in that regard. Like and I don't know if this is like, could be work stuff or just in general life stuff, like all the things on the plate, all the irons in the fire, all the things, as far as the scales are really inviting you in. So we have the 6 of Pentacles, and we have our Justice card with the scales looking at the balance of giving and receiving, of energy output and energy input. So wands coming up in here, just carrying a lot of unnecessary things weighing you down. And that's another thing, energetically as well. Doesn't have to be an actual boulder or to-do list, right? Things weighing you down and finding a way to find help or let it go. Perfect. Yes. So I had to see that as a wand versus a rope to say there's different ways you can tackle this thing, and you're just going to get a lot of rope burn if you keep trying to yank on it like that by yourself, right? So yes, speaking to the energies that you have an opportunity to take a look at what's staying, what's going when you balance those scales. Perfect. All right. I'm glad that resonated for you. Wingardium Leviosa. Rope burn, Janet Jackson. You guys are killing me. I love it. All the references. If the boulder's going downhill and it's bigger than you, you got to let it roll. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yes. All of it. Perfect. Okay. Deidre's next. Angela, tell me what album. I don't know. I don't have Janet Jackson albums. I think I just had like, you know, the 90s singles. That's the way love goes. All right, this one's for Deidre. That one's sticking to me. Let's see what's coming up for you and your punctual self. Woo, okay, you got the Two of Swords. So I am loving this version. It has come up several times. Oh yeah, the Velvet Rope. That does sound familiar. It might even be the album that was on. I don't remember fully, but that does sound familiar. Yes, Angela, we know this card. I love it. So check this out, Deidre, being familiar with the Two of Swords, about the idea of a choice point, a decision, right? And I think we might have also seen this card. So here it is again, being at this place of deciding, am I going to go this way or that way, the green door, the blue door, and being able to take a look at where to next, right? And I feel like, you know, that kind of does tie in with the whole idea of being present here now and recognizing that, you know, but not with like a lot of pressure that like, oh, I got to pick a door, and then picking it now is going to be what creates, and, you know, thinking about where you are now, being present in the moment, because thinking about it in terms of I created this moment from past choices I made, from past crossroads that I was at. And I see how each of those crossroads that I've come to up to this point have literally created this moment where I have new choices that I never had before, choices I wouldn't have had I not made the previous choices, right? That led me here. So, sort of maybe taking some of the pressure off of the choice itself and recognizing the gratitude for the option, right? The gratitude for having multiple doors to choose from when it comes to being in a place, right? Yes, I know. I'm sitting here like, did she get this? Because I know I've talked about this card a lot in the last 2 weeks, but absolutely ties in with your full moon message for sure. So yes, more of that. And, you know, both of them are illuminated, and they both, you know, there's going to be something on the other side of either door that is going to be experiences that will enrich your future in one way or the other. It's kind of like, you know, when we shift our perspective about choice and about manifesting and how we're creating in our life, it helps us to not be so tripped up on getting it wrong. I don't want to make the wrong choice, you know, because everything we're choosing, especially when you're doing it really consciously, as you are, you know, is always going to be leading us to another door and then the next door. So it really is about our growth. And that happens through the fool's adventure, right? The fool's journey. And so, you know, in all moments, you're being really connected in with your intuition, your higher self, using your tools and trusting that, you know, you will not be steered wrong, because it's all a part of your journey and what you're creating in your life. So here you are again at the doors, but it's all about our mindset about how we're going to take that journey, right? And I think that really helps so much for us to experience it from a whole different, higher perspective. You are so welcome. Okay, yes, exactly. Experience brings personal growth. And had I not gone down that door, I wouldn't necessarily be here as I am now, right? I love it. Okay. The tiny tot is confused about the time change. Yes, I know. Good luck this week, Mama. I know. It takes a good week. Godspeed. Thanks for coming. Have an awesome week. Okay, Nicole is next. I know, I always get tripped up, like, okay, so does this mean they're going to wake up early or late? And actually, I think they'll still be sleeping in the morning and harder to wake up, potentially. All right, what's coming up for Nicole? Let's see what we have for you. Message for Nicole, that one. Ooh, I love this one. 4 of Swords. So more rest, more recuperation, more being present in the now moment, more being patient, right? Setting down the swords, which is going to be, again, our thoughts and being really analytical and in the head and all the things, and just being open. It's kind of reminding me of that energy, right? Of just being open to receive. And I love how it's bringing in all of our different tools. So, utilizing your tools, as I know you have been and have been sharing with, your process of earthing and grounding and getting outdoors every day and being really present. So here we see all of that reflected here with all these different tools of just being, right? Just being and having those mindful moments. And so, that's going to cultivate patience. That's going to cultivate presence when you practice this, right? So, yes, perfect for the desire for you to be present in LA. Oh, are you headed there? Your trip? Awesome. All right. Yeah, you'll have to fill me in. I knew it had to be coming up. Whew. All right, we'll have to talk. But yes, definitely being present, taking your time out, especially. Yes. Okay. So yeah, traveling, being in places where there's a lot of activity and a lot going on, a lot of mental, schmoozing and chatting and doing all of that stuff, taking that time out for you, and you'll be in a whole different environment to do so. So that's really beautiful. I'm so excited. All right. Awesome. Tomorrow morning. Okay. Safe travels. Have an awesome time. That is so cool. I don't want to share your news, but I'm just saying the week that I found out about your trip, we pulled the 6 of Wands. So, okay. Well deserved. Enjoy. I love it. Okay. Sharon is next. Miss Sharon. Okay. Let's see what is coming up for you. Deidre, you have a beautiful night as well. Thank you so much. All right, Miss Sharon, this one is for you. Ooh, Inspiration of Cups. So this is like the Page of Cups. And it's coming in here as this beautiful beach scene. And so I love this energy of things that are treasures that are coming up through, I'm feeling Pisces season, through the very reflective, contemplative time that you've been having the last many weeks, right? And seeing all of the different treasures that come forward. And then also feeling you're creating with a lot of these different types of treasures, things like that you use in your art as well in real life, but also the symbolism of this beautiful conch shell symbolizing like really listening, like when we listen to, that's me, by the way, listening to the shell, for the sound of the ocean, the idea of being present and really listening to that still, quiet inner voice and being in flow with that and in rhythm with that. And also the starfish and the regenerative properties of a starfish. Like we've talked about that before with when like one point breaks off and it being able to grow that back and to restore itself again and to come back again. And so really beautiful energy of just being present with the energies. And I feel like I've been seeing that on a daily basis for you, whether you wake up to snow or you wake up to green in the yard or you have deer visiting, whatever is coming up for you. Yes, just listen, being present, right? Stilling and just being in flow. And I also feel like ancestor energy here because I'm seeing each of these little like orbs or balls here of just like all of that energy coming near. And the more that you are present and as you tune in, you're really feeling that presence and that energy and the messages that are coming in for you through that process. So that's a really beautiful energy that's just really showing, mixed in with all of this. Yeah, the deer out the window. I just saw that earlier today. Beautiful energy. And of course, the deer bringing gentleness and really, again, just being still and allowing yourself to receive. So I feel like this is a really beautiful reflection of that energy that has been around you. And so, you know, that is all part of cultivating patience and presence and just being and recognizing that as you create with what you're given. So whether that be actual material that you create with or the inspiration, as this is the inspiration of cups. And of course, the cups is the water element of emotion and flow, and also clarity coming in. So through the listening, through the stilling, comes inspiration and clarity. So I love that for you. What a beautiful card. Very beautiful. Okay, who is next? Kat is next. Okay, Kat, let's see what is coming up for you. Card for Kat. Okay, you have the Two of Pentacles. So more pentacles for you, really getting grounded and getting rooted and getting balanced into balancing all the things, right? So the juggling here, as we see in the Two of Pentacles. So that's giving us that infinity of the ups and the downs and the balancing of all the things, the juggling of all the things. And so that can certainly be actual day-to-day tasks and responsibilities and attending to all the different roles that you play. And now you've just added a new exciting role coming here into the group and being our video extraordinaire. So it's like just bringing in balance to all of those things, but also feeling into the Six of Pentacles. So again, about our, I keep wanting to pick that one up. The deposits, the withdrawals, the reciprocity, allowing ourselves to receive. Life is like a juggler's delight. Yes, it sure is. This, like the more mindful spiritual practices and then the day-to-day things that we have to do, right? So really being able to create space and time for all, right? So in your juggler's delight, allowing yourself to take a look at how you divvy up your time and being able to invite balance in for you, more balance if you're feeling unbalanced. But we know that that's all a part of the ups and downs and the ebbs and flows. And so naturally, you know, that's just a part of finding our footing then. If something isn't working, back to the drawing board to find a different way, right? And so I'm just feeling that juggling act that we all are a part of, but just knowing that, you know, as you add bats into the mix, that, you know, really just allowing all of that to settle and recalibrate and all the scale things as you adjust as you go. So definitely feeling that energy for you, getting grounded and going with it. Love it. Okay, who is next? You're welcome. Erin. Okay, card for Erin. See what is coming up for you. card for Erin this week. Thank you, Rob. Ooh, I love it already. 10 of Cups. Don't you get this a lot? You get the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. Wow. Beautiful. Look at that energy. I love it. So we have the, I guess, orca whales here, and we're seeing the beautiful rainbow energy of the 10 of Cups. And so that does traditionally speak to happy life, right? Being, yes, you do, right? It's really pretty. I'm actually going to look in the book for the symbolism that she used here. And your favorite whale. I love that. So let's see what she has as the symbolism for the whale, because I love that they're all there together. Again, it does typically speak to family, or, you know, our tribe or our pod, or, you know, whatever a group of whales is referred to as, let's see. Okay, so the orca, these stunning beasts of the sea, travel in pods, thank you, and share the energies of harmony, family, and community. They hunt together, play together, and mate for life, traveling thousands of miles to find the right partner if necessary. Orca families are not only blood related, that's what I wanted to say to you. Their communities contain family by choice as well. So that's what I wanted to say. So even if it's not blood family or a mix, surrounded by community, by your peeps, right? By your pod. And so that includes chosen family as well. The people who bring that rainbow light into your life and you for them. So, you know, family, gratitude, divine love, right? All the things, harmony. I love that word. And you know, last week our card, our Whispers of Aloha card was release into harmony. So post full moon now, reflecting on what we're releasing and letting go and shedding into harmony. And so this is the card of harmony. And so bringing forward that energy into your life, emotional contentment and abundance of happiness. So again, bringing that, swimming in that energy, even if it is not our 24/7 reality, because of course it's not, having that mindful 15 seconds, having that mindful dip into that energy so that you allow yourself to just really be present of mind about celebrating with gratitude all of the love and beauty in your life, right? So that's really beautiful. Surrounded by love, wholeness, and follow your heart. The rainbow here is symbolic of the end of hard times and the joy of a happy life with blessings from above. Harmony has been achieved. The rainbow also represents embracing the diversity of those around you and the love that is shared as a result. So that's really beautiful too, is recognizing that all of those in the pod all bring different aspects to the table, like all the colors of the rainbow, they each play a role in your life, right? So it's like, you know, you need somebody who brings, you know, brings the cheer and the bubbliness and the positivity. You need somebody who gives you the real talk, you know, all the different members of your pod that represent all of the different aspects in your life is beautiful and harmonious. And so I love that energy for you. You're so good for like recurring cards, right? But we haven't had the Hierophant in a while. I love it. All right. Yeah, Jen's given the call out. If anybody wants a card, balance. Yes, definitely balance. Okay. Ginger, Kelly, Janetta. Okay. Beautiful. Ginger. I was going to guess. Okay, is Ginger next? Perfect. Okay, Ginger, this is for you. Let's see what's coming up. Ooh, the jumpy cards. All right, I noted the card. It was Awakening, which is the Judgment card. But let's see what's coming up. Card for Ginger for this week. Make sure I didn't drop any. What's coming up here? Ooh, you got the Four of Swords too. Okay, so here's our card of being present, of rooting, grounding, and really setting down the swords, setting down a lot of the busyness of the mind, and really being present and being invited into utilizing our tools to do so. So I'm going to take a look for you in here and see what's coming up in the symbolism of each of these little symbols that are on this card, because it's so beautiful. So the Four of Swords is showing us, first of all, that her hands are in a particular mudra. So it's the Dhyana mudra. And so this mudra helps you build self-awareness and encourages your intuitive connection through stillness of the mind. It is wonderful to use when meditating. So being open and still and just open to receive rather than the busyness of the mind. So this is all in line with all the messages we've been talking about being present, about spending those conscious, mindful moments in the positive energies. And it goes on to refer to the feathers as dove feathers. So after difficult times, pausing to regroup and recharge will help you to find peace. So taking some time to recalibrate, to regroup, to gather your thoughts, by just stilling. The mala beads that we see there, they are jasper. So it's speaking to the jasper stones activating inner balance. So back into the scale energy that we had coming up for this week. They allow the release of stress and bring feelings of wholeness and peace. So that can even be a nod to jasper as a crystal energy that you could connect with. The lotus charm is a symbol of strength and resilience. So you see, there's so many layers here, speaking to aspects of you and perhaps how you're moving through something specific with strength and resilience and presence of mind. The singing bowls that we see, those are tools that help to stimulate calming brain waves. So definitely some thinking. So when we find ourselves maybe churning around or being really in our head, this is the guidance for us to set that down and to be more mindful and still in order to just kind of, again, recalibrate those scales. And so that's a nod to music as well and the healing frequencies of music. And so depending on whether, whatever speaks to you in terms of meditation or guided relaxation, there's tons of, YouTube videos and things out there about different frequency in music that can also help us to relax and unwind and things, if that speaks to you. But that's just a specific mention here with the card of a way that you can connect in with stilling the mind. But just really opening up, just allowing yourself to receive and be present, especially if you're coming off of a lot of activity in the mind, or it's been hard to turn off, maybe following some of these steps to be able to have a little bit of a timeout of peace for yourself in between the fray of all the things. So that is your card coming up for you. Okay. Who is next? Yeah, I've been getting a lot of hits lately about the music, about tuning into the different frequencies of music that can help with relaxation and healing. Okay, Kelly is next. Jasper's probably my favorite character from Twilight. Okay, fun fact right there. Bringing in the movie references for us tonight. I love it. All right, Aletha, you're hopping off. Oh, good. I'm so glad. Thank you so much for being here and bringing your positive energy, and have a fantastic week. Beautiful. Okay, Kelly, this one is for you. See what's coming up for you. Okay, somebody has to do it. You're bringing in the Tower energy. And I want to tell you, I just thought of this because I heard this the other day and it was amazing. So it was about the Wheel of Fortune, because that's your card, right? The Wheel of Fortune. And it was that the Wheel of Fortune is like the tower in disguise. So it was like the idea that when things are changing, when we're shifting into something new, it can be a stage of life, a season, an aspect where we might feel a little bit untethered and out of control because there's change or uncertainty, that the energy of like the tower, the Wheel of Fortune, which is typically a very positive trajectory, the idea that we're moving into something transformational and new, and maybe unknown, but the idea of it being about anything that's falling away here. So bringing it into the tower, anything that's falling away with the tower being necessary to clear. So, you know, in preparing these fields for the harvest, they need to be turned over and prepared in order to plant the new. So the tower brings in that sort of, you know, that type of volatile transformative energy where something is rocked and moved in order to make space, to create room for the new. And then bringing that into everything we've been saying about, you know, wherever we are in the present moment, we're always creating into the future, is recognizing that even the circumstances that bring us to a tower moment are all things that on some level that we are creating and bringing in order to continue into what we're bringing forward in the future. So this is giving us a little bit of that energy of a shakeup or energetic shifting and changing. And another thing that I'm feeling there is one of the things that's going on astrologically right now between March 9th and the 15th, so happening now, is Chiron is active, and Jupiter conjunct Chiron. And Chiron is the wounded healer. So it's the energy, I mentioned this before about the wound being where the light enters you. So think about this bolt of lightning coming in and striking the building, you know, and this idea that like, if that's the wound, if that's the source of the shock or the change, and it doesn't have to be anything shocking, but just the idea of Chiron is coming to my mind to speak to, depending on how you're feeling right now, and whether this resonates for you already, or you're familiar with maybe what the tower energy is around you right now. That's all being poked at right now. That's all being kind of brought to the forefront because Jupiter and Chiron are conjunct. And so it's bringing up old wounds. It's bringing up things that are coming up to be ultimately healed. There's a great opportunity for healing that comes up through those things coming back, coming to the surface. So the thing about the tower is like striking, again, I'm getting that like wound where, you know, being the place where the light actually enters and shakes loose all the excess that has to go in order to bring in the new. So there's an element of that coming in with an invitation to just being here, being present, and patient to know that everything is revealed in time as we move through those layers. And even again, with the field of turning things up and turning things over, knowing that it is preparing. Okay, let me see. All right, here comes your dark humor. No, you're right. You can't make progress without a little discomfort. So you're laughing out loud. The wound is open and it's shaking loose. Let it shake, girl. Let it shake. Let it loose. Let it go. Because yes, it's like anything that is in that foundation, like I was seeing it like the foundation of a building and like the wood that is like rotted or it's no longer supporting, it has to go. Like it has to come out in order to rebuild new. So it can require some repair. It can require rebuilding. It can require an entire reset elsewhere, you know, whatever the energetic building is, right? So yeah, the wound is open and it's shaking loose. So, and there's a couple of feet in the air, but hey, you know what? The Fool isn't affected because it's all about the journey. And I know depending on what kind of wound we're moving through, finding joy in the journey can be a whole thing. And I get that completely, but it's about how we approach the thing is happening, right? This thing is happening. How am I going to take the trust fall? Am I going to let myself be shoved off and, you know, falling, or am I just going to allow myself to see where this is taking me, to see it through, to allow the energy to move, right? So I see those 2 feet, and it's about the invitation to try this way, right? We've done this. We've got the scars to prove it. And that's Chiron. That's the wound being ripped back open, coming back up. I thought I dealt with this. I've done this. How many more times, right? That energy. What is this showing up to show me? Perspective is key. It's all about the perspective, right? And if it doesn't go, the house is going to crumble. Absolutely. So, it's irritating, right? We'll just pick that adjective. Many different adjectives we could pick, but we'll just slip that one in there at minimum. But yes, you see, and I can tell already, you're just really insightful into, what the tower energy is all about, that it is nothing to fear, and that it is coming forward for you. So actually, if we're finding joy in the journey, what is it coming up? It's almost like a little mystery to unpack here, to really, really find, if I got to spend 15 seconds finding the positive about this thing, what could I possibly find? Like, I'm challenging myself to find the 15 seconds of positivity that I'm going to infuse into this wound. Okay. So that's what I'm feeling there. So, I love your attitude about it. That's the Fool energy, and it's perfect. It's just what is prescribed for the week ahead. So keep on keeping on and allow the old to fall away. You're creating space for the new. Beautiful. Okay, Janetta is next. You like a good mystery. All right, you got it. Awesome. You're welcome. All right, let's get a card for Janetta. See what is coming up for you. Card for Janetta. I'm going to spray Bob, actually. All right. Whew. All right, let's bring that in to see what is coming up for you. Ooh, look at that sun on the horizon. So you've got the 10 of Swords. And this is a card of endings of cycles. And one of the things I love about this version, this came up last week, is we see all of this wreckage that has come up to the surface, and things that perhaps, again, have run their course, that we're done with, that are no longer serving us. And then over here, we see the little life ring right here. And so it's like there is something there to move on into the bright future that lies ahead. So but not to like gloss over what all happened there with the ship sinking and all the stuff coming up, because there is an energy with the 10 of Swords of just kind of being down and out and kind of like done with that. And we can certainly come to that point feeling quite exhausted or just down for the count. And so, if that energy resonates in needing sort of like a recharge or a rest, here we have this energy coming in about being present and patient and really allowing yourself to just release and let go of all of that stuff, because it's not coming with you into the future. It's not coming with you as you move forward, but you are protected and safe to do so. It's just a matter of allowing all of that stuff to go. So, the really beautiful silver bright lining of this card is the new dawn on the horizon, the new beginnings. So there is an energy here of, moving away from the stuff that, and even things that bubble up to the surface. So kind of building off of what I was just saying about the Chiron energy and Pisces season and things like, because water is emotion and things are just kind of coming up from the surface, from the bottom, the sediment that's coming up and washing up to the top. And we're kind of looking at it like, yeah, an old rusty barrel, like a couple of broken pieces of wood. Like I don't have use for those things anymore. Like I can really let them go and be at peace with that. Bon voyage as I move on to new. So there's an energy of a new dawn on the horizon for you, of an ending of something. And it can just be even just something ending, a cycle, something that you've been doing that is coming to an end, and you're beginning something new. So it's a changing over of chapters. There's another element there too that could be coming up for you, because 10s are really, really showing that end of a cycle, and always on the other side is a new beginning. And that brings us into that beautiful Fool energy to really get ready to embark on the new and be open for all of that beautiful brightness that is on the horizon there. So that's what I have coming up for you. Hope that resonates for you. Okay. I know you listed the people that were next, but I don't remember. Brittany, okay. Card for you, Brittany. You're welcome, Janetta. Good, I'm glad. Beautiful. Yeah, a lot of wrapping up. And that's another thing I wanted to say, actually. I wanted to tell everybody this. We are winding down the next 2 weeks of Pisces season. We're closing out the year. So believe it or not, 2022 energy, this was the last stop in the zodiac wheel. So it's like crunch time, where it's all coming up to be seen, to be dealt, to be felt, to be moved through, because Aries season in 2 weeks of the new moon and the spring equinox is going to kick off new, fresh energy again. I know we keep saying like, it's the new year, it's the new year. So that's another thing, is just being mindful. If you are feeling a lot of debris coming up, that is the season that we are in, because we're culminating into the wrapping it all up and getting ready for the new officially in 2 weeks. Okay, so let's see what's coming up here for you, Brittany. Message for you. Yeah, that is the true year cycle. I've really been thinking about that, like shifting my focus to like, I thought, okay, January is always kind of like an adjustment month. Okay, February, we kick it off for real now with the new cycle. No, I'm really feeling like this feels really aligned for me with March. And of course, spring rebirth energy. Brittany, your cards are burbling out, sorry. Spring, rebirth, renewal, official kickoff to the new. All right, Kelly. I wanted to say that to you too, Kelly, about the Pisces energy coming up. Okay, Janetta. Oh, yeah. Okay, so your neighbor, best friend sold their home after 30 plus years. The end of an era, the end of a cycle, the end of a chapter. Very, yeah, that's absolutely, that makes so much sense. And even just that whole process of selling the house and, you know, just the symbol of all that stuff washing up and kind of having that physical presence of the memories and the friendship and all of the things kind of being there, but recognizing that the things, of course, don't make the beautiful connection and friendship that you will always have and treasure, even if you're not in physical proximity, right? And I love that. Yeah, it's the same sentiment. And it's funny because I felt like I wanted to clear the tower energy before I pulled your card. That's why I sprayed the Bob energy. But you also have that card that's bringing up. And I love that you just used the word sentiment, Kelly, because one of the things that was coming to me, I don't know if Angela's still on, but we were like waxing philosophical with the tarot. And she was saying to me, she was wanting to say about the sediment, what I said, right? About the sediment that comes up, but she was saying sentiment. And I thought, I love that, because it's like, what is the sentiment of the sediment? So, you know, the thing that's washing up, the wound that's opened up, the energies that are coming in, what is the sentiment of that? What is that pulling on that I'm feeling this? And of course, you have to feel it to heal it. So we allow it to bubble up, to wash up, to present itself. And then we feel into it and recognize what we were saying, Kelly, is like, what is this coming up to show me? How is this happening for me, right? All the while being present with, patient with, allowing yourself to have the feels, allowing yourself to feel, in your case, Janetta, as you shared about your best friend and neighbor of 30 years moving away. We're not glossing over that, right? So we're being present and feeling that and allowing that feeling to move and all of the things. And so that's that balance, right? That's that being present with it all and allowing it to move, because you don't want to keep it in or allow yourself to just be rendered immobile, like the 10 of Swords can speak to, like literally being just down and out and unable to move. Allow yourself to be present with those feels and to allow those feels to move. And then also, then we're looking through that lens of finding the beauty and finding the blessings and finding all of the jewels that have come up, the sentiment of the sediment, right? Yes, Robert, you're cleansing this house. Your tower energy is strong. I need to spray. No, I mean, that's a significant card, that energy. This house has been exercised. All right, Janetta, let me hold your card now. I do want to be mindful of the energy and say, you know, just to be clear. Yeah, you could start growing sage. I love that. Bring the sage. You guys are great. All right, Brittany, let's give you another knock. Clear out and ask for your card to come forward. I love it. All right, let's see what's coming up for you, Brittany. You've got the Six of Cups. Okay, so you have the card of children, childhood, nostalgia, memories coming up here. So there is a sentimental quality or a reflective quality about this. So, oh, good, Janetta. Yes, feel all that energy. Receive all of that from everyone here supporting you, for sure. So this is going to bring in for you, again, this can be relative to children in our life, you know, and experiences with them, siblings, there's all that type of energy, but also our own childhood or our past or nostalgia of some kind, snapshots, you know, memories, things coming up. And it can be, you know, connecting with people from our past or interaction with people from our past or things of that nature as well. We have here a couple of different flowers, and we have the dried rose. So and friendship bracelets and just mementos and memories and beautiful things. But the different flowers are just reminding me of the diversity and the variety of, kind of like what I was saying to Erin with the different people in our life and the roles that they play, and how even when all the roles, right? So even the roles that can be a little challenging, a little thorny, recognizing how everyone being a mirror, everyone coming up to reflect something to us. I just heard this too. Okay. So every person that we encounter is either showing us who we are, who we can be, or the third one, not who we shouldn't be, but it was really like, wow, okay, so everyone that we encounter is reflecting back to us who we are, who we can be. I'm saying who we're not, like, in other words, something that we maybe have an opportunity to view that we either know that doesn't work for us, an energy that doesn't resonate for us, or that there's potential there. I can't remember what the third one is. It was from Lee Harris, and he's so amazing, and he just said it like the three things, and I'll have to look that up because it just feels relevant to the different players in our life, right, and the different roles, and how sometimes challenging situations or difficult, and again, if it's from our past, from our childhood, or from a younger version of us, even just something from the past, or how that is influencing our present, especially when there's children and we start to see things reflected back as far as like who we are and the path that we take as opposed to maybe what we experienced, or, you know, aspects that are sort of ingrained in there in a way that we are trying to find the balance of taming or embracing or recognizing, how each of those things have served to foster who we are, the identity that we have. Because even if it was showing me what I don't want, or if it was showing me the opposite of something that doesn't resonate for me, had I not experienced that thing, would I have the awareness I have now about that not working for me, that not resonating with me? Or would I be the type of mother that I am, the type of wife that I am, the type of friend that I am, had I not experienced all of the variety of the different aspects? So there's just like a reflective energy here, which again, Chiron, once Chiron comes out, old things, old past things coming forward that have us reflecting. Good, bad, indifferent, just experiencing the feels. So I kind of feel that there. And so, kind of pulling that into just being present and observing those things and reflecting on them comes up with the 6 of Cups there for you. So I hope that resonates. Different possibilities. I wish I could remember that third part, but I think you get the point of like recognizing that people are always reflecting back to us something about us. And so that's where the power lies for us. Okay. Always reflecting, right? Yeah. Okay, Kendra and Mirandy. All right. Let's see, ladies. What do we have for you gals? I am going to pull your cards together. So 1 card for Kendra, 1 card for Mirandy. Let's get a card for Kendra. Woo, beautiful. You got a special card. I think it's Higher Self. And a card from Mirandy. Let's see. So you got an extra card outside of the traditional tarot. Oh, and you're here, and all is well. Perfect. Sorry, my slippery cards. Yeah, I love that color for you. I can't, they're sticking, Mirandy. Let's see what wants to come up for you. So special, definitely special. A card for Miss Mirandy. Let's see. Okay, woo, okay, so you've got the Death Rebirth card, and you have this really cool snake and a black rose on there. So we'll start with you, because for Mom, we're going to have to go into the book for her special card, and your card is special too, because this is a card, we were just talking about how we're really winding down these next 2 weeks, the end of a season, of a time, as we get ready for spring, as we get ready for a new zodiac season, so Aries season. So right now we're in Pisces season, and this is a time that's all about looking at the things that we're getting rid of. And so like a snake, you know how the snake sheds its skin, right? And you saw the necklace we were talking about earlier that Bryson made that is so cool. And I know you have some at your house too, about the snake skin, that when the skin no longer fits the snake, it has to shed the skin, right? And release it. Oh, Ginger, thanks for coming. Have a great night and a fabulous week. This is a card that talks about how you're growing, how you are changing, because you're always learning new things and experiencing new things, which gives you new ideas and new thoughts about things. And so the Death Rebirth is about letting go of old stuff and being ready for new. So you have this card that's kind of showing, like, thinking about the fall when the leaves are on the ground and they all fall off the tree. And now we're going to be getting ready for spring. So new things growing, new things blooming again. So that's the energy that comes up about looking at what are some of the old things that when you get ready to kick off the spring and get started for a new season, that maybe you're finished with, that you don't have to bring with you. And those can be actual things if you want to do spring cleaning and clear out some old toys or old things, or ideas and things that maybe you used to have that you've learned new things that you now want to bring with you. So that's the energy coming up here for you with this really cool snake card. I love that. I love the colors of the snake. That's awesome. Lots of change. Pack lightly. Absolutely, Kelly. Right? We're shedding and releasing and letting go of heavy things and packing lightly so that we can have this great adventure, right? And go out there and enjoy the beautiful spring, hopefully soon enough. I know you guys are still in the middle of a lot of wintry weather. Okay, Kendra, you have the higher self, and this card is awesome. It looks like tie-dye from here, right? But this gives me multiple feels because I get the spiral energy. I get the ammonite nautilus shell energy of things coming around again. I see the layers of shadow. So we have like, we're looking to connect in with our higher self. So it's like, okay, we have these different aspects, the long shadow, and then we have like the ego, all the different aspects. And so the energy of higher self. And this has the coming around again energy to me, like the spiral quality of events, of having already been somewhere, being in familiar territory with energy, even if it's not an apples to apples, new people, new situations, but we're familiar with that vibration and acknowledging that as we continue to elevate, as we continue to grow, that we greet this situation every time we come back around again from a different, newer version of us that now has tools, awarenesses, the wisdom of experience that we didn't have the last time. So there is this energy of really being able to recognize our growth. I just had something today where I was like, I should be freaking out about this right now. And I didn't. Like, I kind of handled it differently than I normally would have, or think that I should, because it's my MO. Oh, good. Mirandy loves snakes and she squeals. Oh, I remember you saying that. That is so cool. And the ground is going to thaw in the spring and you guys are going to get out there and get to play in the dirt and there will be garter snakes. That is so awesome. I love that. Kat, you can like your own comment. That's all right. You have good things to say. I love it. Yeah, coming back around again. Yeah. Yes, I love your emojis for sure. New adventures, new experiences, riding the wave, all the things. But I'm just going to look in the book because she has some special interpretations for this beautiful card as I open right to it, which is always cool. Keywords: divine essence, inner self, soul, divine nature, spirit, cosmic self, transcendental self. There's a beautiful quote. It says, "The answers are within me. I am connected to all that is and have infinite access to love for myself and others." So talking about our 15 seconds of reflecting on who I am and where I am, recognizing that the answers are within me. I am connected to all that is and have infinite access to love for myself and others. So, it's really talking about conscious connection with your higher self. So at all times, when you're in a moment and you're experiencing something, maybe thinking to myself, okay, which Kendra is showing up here right now? And kind of being conscious about which one of those shadow aspects or reflections of me are showing up, and deciding who's going to step out, right? And who's coming forward to experience this thing, whatever it is. Everything feels great though. Like, I'm not even feeling like it's anything that's like problematic. I'm just saying that even that you're feeling more aligned with this energy and are feeling yourself connecting more and more with your higher self, and remembering that, again, this whole 15 seconds thing, it's like every moment that I'm spending in that energy, in that frequency, I am shifting the scales. I'm moving in that direction more and more. You're so versatile. Which one of my personalities is coming forward today? What color are we going to get? I love it. Beautiful. I love it. Beautiful cards, ladies. Awesome. Okay. Thank you guys for sticking in. I know we're all like, all right, Robert and Jennifer are left, closing it up. Thank you guys. So let's get a card here for Robert. What is coming up for you this week? What we have coming. Oh, we got 2. Of course, look. There we go. Let me see. I don't even know what card it is. It's the 5 of Wands. Oof. And the Chariot. Oh, I love this. Okay, so you got a double dip. Wolves. So 5 of Wands. That's my stirring the poop card. That's the card for being in the energy of stirring around the same old, same old. And it's usually where we're having this opportunity. So Chariot, of course, this is the year of the Chariot, right? This is a 7 year. 2023 is a 7, and that correlates with major arcana card 7 in the tarot, the Chariot, which is all about movement of all kinds, even lack of movement, right? Immobility or forward movement. And so if we are stuck here in this place of churning around the same old stuff, the same old ideas, the same old things, and sometimes this can be other people around us. Like sometimes it shows up like people competing to like get to the top and stepping all over each other and like that kind of energy, which, wow. So there's 4 wolves in this card, but look at that one wolf. So this probably represents more like different aspects of ourself, different aspects of energy that we could be in any given moment, right? So we could be any one of these wolves. And as long as they're stirring it around and coming at each other, it's a non-productive use of energy, right? That's not going to get us moving. We need to have some sort of partnership or yes, it's your multiple personalities. So you've got multiple personalities as well. So Kendra, we were just talking about her different aspects. These are your different, and there's only 4 here of the 5. So somebody's off camera. But it does represent different aspects of you, different energetic frequencies that you could hold at any given time, right? And so I just love that these 2 came up because 1 represents a futile immobility, not moving, not progressing, just kind of coming at each other. And the other represents the cohesion of like working together and creating forward movement, getting into flow. And so it's like these 2 opposing energies. And again, right, the voices in your head, always competing, always definitely like we've talked so much about the wolf symbolism of the light wolf and the dark wolf, and this idea of like that they're all competing. Now, earlier we talked about the orca whales. We talked about the different roles that everyone plays. Like they all have a use. So here comes your homework for your 15 seconds for each wolf. So if you were to identify 5 of the personalities, and you can call them whatever you want, you can refer to them in any way. If you had to sit for 15 seconds and think about what positive, what strength do each of those wolves bring to the table? In what way, like you've been handed, like, here's what you have, now go make something out of this, right? And you have to like go in there and see how can you make all of these aspects work together to get that well-oiled chariot up and running and moving smoothly. Right? That's the challenge. The challenge is to identify the positives, to identify the strengths, because they all have a role. This has been a theme that's coming up all night about each thing has a purpose, has a gift, sometimes very hidden gift that we have an opportunity to really be more mindful about sitting with each one and like sitting there and thinking about stir around the positive. Right? Stir around the positive aspects of each of these versions of you and figure out how they could work together in order to get that chariot on track. you know? So I don't know. I'm feeling a little something there between those two cards coming up for you. But once I saw the wolves, I'm like, I can't stuff that back in there. That's definitely your card. So there you go, sir. You have your marching orders to really reflect upon your five of your personalities and think about what they each bring to the table, to be consciously positive about each one, right? I know, I like that for you a lot. That's awesome. So there you have it. I love it. All right, Jennifer, bringing it in for us. Let's see what is coming up for you. Merge all the 5 into the 1 alpha. Awesome. I love that. Yeah, it's like each aspect of them are all a part of, you know what I'm thinking about now? I'm thinking about the Disney movie. I don't know, I think it's Disney. The one where it's all her different feelings in her head. What's that movie called? And like the whole movie is anger and sadness and joy and like each part of her. And like when they're at the wheel in her head, somebody's gonna know it. It's like a real simple name. But I'm totally, if you haven't seen that movie, Rob, you should see that movie because that's such a beautiful way of looking at the inner workings of our mind. Yeah, yes, that's right. Yeah, Lewis Black is in it. I can't remember what it's called. It's a really simple word. I could see you having Lewis Black as your hero. Yes. I'm thinking about the name of the movie. Okay, let's see what is coming up for Jennifer. Card for you. Okay, you have the 10 of Pentacles. So, oh, you guys have it? Oh, it's like right on the tip of my tongue. It's really simple name. Inside Out. Yes, 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 Kendra. Thank you. Inside Out. Perfect. That's what I was feeling about your wolves. So yeah, they all have a role. They all have a purpose. And we want, yeah, I love that. Okay, 10 of Pentacles, right? So we're bringing in the Pentacles. We're ending with Pentacles. And I love this card because it does speak to family and ancestry and legacy of what we're building. And I just love this the stacking of the hands and all hands on deck, bringing again, different unique aspects and things that help to build something really beautiful and something really lasting. And, you know, being that it's a process, it's something that takes time and patience and perseverance, community. Yes, Miss Sharon. Perfect. I'm thinking of this community. I'm thinking of what you you've built, what you're building, and how there's a reason why it's as sustainable as it is, because of how thoughtfully, how thoroughly you have done these things. And so I think we're really seeing a lot of the cream here rising to the top, the gold and the sparkles on the top, because it's like reaping all of that coming in and sharing. That's another big aspect of the 10 of Pentacles is generosity, is about sharing of wealth and abundance, that there's some for all, and about, you know, bringing in this energy here of being able to give freely and open-heartedly, and then also, when we bring that into balance, allow ourselves to also receive, to also reap the benefits of the harvest, of all of the hard work. So I really feel that energy coming in as just sort of a reflection of maybe, you know, kind of where things are at this time, when you kind of take the pulse on where you are growing, you know, where things are growing, and, you know, all of the things that have brought you to this point, and how you are continuing to build on that and continuing to take it to the next level, or take it, you know, bringing in the talents of different, with Kat joining, and like just like literally feeling like that's the energy that's been around you, is like making those shifts and changes and fresh energy and bringing things in, like, you know, and that's how it's done. But it's done patience, perseverance. It's steady. It's just like we started out saying about those pentacles. It's just, one after the other of building upon. So I really feel that energy coming in for you here with this 10 of Pentacles. Lots of pentacles. So we're really just getting down to earth, practical, rooted, grounded, taking one measured step at a time and remembering that there's no wrong. It's about experiencing and allowing so that we can be on that fool's adventure and allow whatever comes our way, because it's all about our growth. It's all about the future that we're creating in the now. And knowing again that this now moment comes from a previous future creation that you made, that you brought here. And yes, Miss Sharon, I love that. We are all one, and we're all here with something to bring to the table and share. So that's beautiful. I love that. Thank you for closing out with that energy. So another week down. I don't have much like astrologically or anything to say this week. I think we're just continuing to move through this energy, and I'll be in and out this week with weaving some things together to share. And thank you all so much for being here, for the beautiful energy that you bring every week. We're just having so much fun and enjoying, and I certainly am so grateful for each of you. So thank you. Have a beautiful night and a restful, gentle transition into the new. Enjoy the daylight. We'll say that. Enjoy the daylight. 15 seconds of enjoying the longer light, right? Okay, guys, take care. Have a great week.